Welcome to PLZ Soccer on our YouTube channel. I'm Peter Martin. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by the Director of Operations of the new Scottish Football Union, Alastair Blair. Alastair, why was there a need for a new group of supporters in Scotland?
I think it's quite simple, Peter. Over the last 18 months or so, myself, Andy Smith, and Stuart Murphy have been working very, very hard with the football authorities, with the Scottish Government. We're part of the Scottish Government Roundtable on enhancing Scottish football. And we'd set up a team within our previous organisation, which actually was starting to make really decent inroads into some of the key issues round about things which fans care about: disability, women's football, how social media is used and abused, all those kind of things which actually matter on a day-to-day basis for fans. So that's really what's underpinning it. And we didn't feel we had a platform to do it where we were before. Hence the desire to go and create this new platform. Gives us the opportunity to basically revisit everything we've done, look to ways to improve it. And we've actually attracted more new people who've come in to join us and who I think are going to take this forward very, very quickly over the next couple of months.
I was going to say to you, apart from obviously people who will want to sign up to the membership, what about the football authorities right across the board in the men and the women's game, the SFA, the SPFL? How has this been received?
We know it's been very well received. When we first mooted it, the response we got was really, we need you guys, we need to have a link to the fans. I think there's an awareness that the football authorities, possibly in the past, were maybe a little bit too distant from the fans. And this is an opportunity for them, based on the relationships we've developed, where I think we've gained their trust, and it's hard-earned trust as well, that they realise that, you know, these are guys we can do business with, they're serious, they care passionately about the issues that really underpin football, whether it's grassroots, the problem of getting enough Scottish players into the Premier League, how do we actually get enough people coming through the system, can we have free football for kids like we used to. All these kind of issues make a big difference. Andy Smith, who's our chair, has for the last year been working on what we think, and the football authorities agree to the extent that we've had 2 meetings already, we've got another one planned in the next couple of months, to look at an investment trust, an investment fund that will actually be entirely geared towards pumping money back into grassroots football, to give Scottish football at the youth end, particularly when there's so many distractions nowadays for young people, to come through a national game, have the opportunity to actually make a mark in it. Now, that's whether it's players or whether indeed it's, on your side of the fence as pundits and journalists, but people who will actually work in the industry, which is one of the things which Scotland is best known for. And we've just seen the recent report, which shows again on a per capita basis, our crowds are some of the best in the world.
And with that in mind, Alastair, obviously a lot of supporters will be looking at it very positively. What are you going to try and do for them, as well as trying to enhance grassroots football? What will you do for the supporters?
I think the key thing there is actually listening to them. It's being apolitical. It's not taking any particular stance on anything, but actually listening to what people are saying. So a lot of this will be research-based, as it has been in the past. So one of the very first things we're going to do is actually just put in a very quick survey asking people what do they think we should be covering. And there's some obvious issues. Pricing is one which is quite topical just now. We've got all sorts of issues around fan behaviour. We've got issues around alcohol in grounds, which obviously is something which is quite topical and pertinent just now. On top of that, you've got all the regular issues which we've looked at in the past. So personally, I'm very keen on actually championing the idea of fans becoming referees, because there's not enough referees in the game. And that means, again, going back to the youth development, people aren't getting games because there's not match officials. Disability is very important. Our entire team are coming with us. So we've got people like Stephen Resside, who's very well known. John Attenborough, again, very well known. These guys, and I've just been talking to Stephen, in fact, and again, it's looking at how we can actually go and ask clubs and fans together, how can we improve facilities for disabled fans? Not just those with visible disabilities, but those who've actually got non-visible disabilities. What can we do? What clubs can do to work together to actually make football more inclusive? And we're not going to shy away from the difficult things either, because fan behaviour is very, very important. And actually, Scottish football is really safe to go to just now, and we want to keep it like that. the Scottish fans, the national fans, the Tartar Army have got a reputation as some of the friendliest, best in the world. That's something to be proud of, and that's something we want to encourage.
And just finally, with that in mind, you've mentioned the short-term objectives. You've mentioned your intention to build bridges with people, communicate, and obviously build friendships with all the different organisations. What would you like to see as the long-term objective?
I think the long term, and I think this is something which I believe based on our conversations with them, they share this view. We're here to be what we'd call a critical friend to the football establishment. We're here to actually say, hang on a second, this isn't right. We want to do something about this. Can you guys help us? Listen to what the fans are saying. Okay? Because it's a two-way street to present the views of the football fans, because it's not easy running an industry like football. It's such a public national industry. Everyone's got a view on it. And it's very easy to criticise, but it's much more difficult to actually understand what's going on and how you can affect real change. And the thing that's driving this, really, I come back to this again, to be honest, Peter, is that you can't affect change unless you're in the room with the people who are making the decisions. And that's really what we're about.
And just finally, before we finish, Alastair, how can fans and fans groups and fans of all the clubs across Scotland get in touch with you to become part of this movement?
Very simple. If you go online, you will website. It's www.thesfu.co.uk. www.thesfu.co.uk. There you'll find a very, very simple form. It'll take you 30 seconds to fill it out. I know because we've timed it. So please do go there, sign up. If you're signing on behalf of a group or something, put in the rough number of members. What we're looking to do is build an audience. We're not going to claim we've got X number of members. We're going to be looking at actually saying that what we want to do is get to fans from everywhere. So if you play football on a Saturday, you're still a fan. If you sit in the sixth floor at Hampden, you're still a fan. If you referee games on a Saturday, anytime during the week, you're a fan. All these people are fans. They're the people we want to actually get involved, engage with, and to represent.
Alastair, absolutely magnificent. Thank you again for your time.